Happening now, Tulsa mechanics with American Airlines are protesting, trying to get a better deal. It's a story we first broke for you last week. Watch your live coverage of protests here down in Dallas today at noon, only on Fox 23. Fox 23's Rick Marinon is the only Tulsa reporter down in Dallas right now, reporting live with what those workers say they need, Rick.
And Clay, you can hear them. They're still screaming for a new contract. I'm going to step out of the way. These are Dallas and Tulsa mechanics. This is just a fraction behind me. And they are holding up these signs wanting a new contract. They say 19 months of negotiations is way too long for them and their families. The summer sun wasn't the only thing marching down on Terminal D at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport Wednesday. American Airlines mechanics from Tulsa joined their Dallas colleagues under the hot Texas sun to make a fiery demand for a new work contract.
We had sacrifices for years, still under sacrifices, so we're ready for some payback.
Jay Potter from the TWU Tulsa chapter says an entire busload of mechanics came down to speak for many back home who say 19 months of talking is too long.
We've been negotiating for so long. They promised us an industry-leading agreement. We want a best agreement out there. There's plenty of agreements out there to go by. We are nowhere near where we should be. We're gonna fight!
The union says current proposals are terrible, and they're still working under a contract formed when American Airlines was bankrupt.
For our contributions and everything we put into this company to help them come out of bankruptcy, we just want a fair contract, and we want what they promised, which was the best contract in the industry.
Linda Brock with American Airlines tells me fears of outsourcing and cutbacks are false.
Every team member that is covered under this current proposal will have a position with American Airlines.
And the airline is eager to take off into a new agreement as well.
We're making a lot of tremendous progress in the bargaining process. Again, we have delivered them a comprehensive proposal. We are meeting with them in D.C. this week. We have meetings planned all through August, and we look forward to reaching an agreement as soon as possible.
We should mention that the Dallas and Tulsa mechanics for American Airlines work under the same contract, but there is a third party in all of this that represents the U.S. Airways mechanics that have been brought into the system now. That is the International Association of Machinists. All three of those parties are at the bargaining table right now, and all three of those parties have to come to an agreement over how thousands of workers will proceed in the future, if that shows you just one of the hurdles they're facing. Reporting live at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, covering news that matters, I'm Rick Marinon, Fox 23 News.
Funeral.
Contract negotiations between one of Tulsa's largest employers, American Airlines, and its mechanics here and in Texas have reached a new level of frustration. On Fox 23 News at noon and in the last hour, we showed you the continuing protests in Dallas surrounding those negotiations. Fox 23's Rick Marinon is the only Tulsa reporter covering this in Dallas. New at 6. He's reporting live with the union's game plan at DFW, Rick.
Clay, the union has actually wrapped up their protests for the day. They represent both Dallas and Tulsa mechanics in the American Airlines system, but they say they're now fired up more than ever for a solution. But if one doesn't come soon, they're not afraid to whip these signs back out and go to another American Airlines hub city. Mechanics in Dallas and those who work at one of Tulsa's largest employers, American Airlines, showed full throttle frustration Wednesday at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport.
It is reassuring to know that we got this kind of support.
It's been 19 months since the federal government gave approval for American to begin contract negotiations with its two mechanics unions. Right now, mechanics who work under the old U.S. Airways are still under their former agreement, and mechanics under the old American, like in Tulsa, are still working under a bankruptcy contract formed in 2012.
We had sacrifices for years, still under sacrifices, so we're ready for some payback.
Jay Potter with the Transport Workers Union chapter in Tulsa tells me a bus full of workers from the maintenance base at TIA came to express their frustrations that they were still being asked to sacrifice, despite the airline now being profitable.
We've been negotiating for so long. They promised us an industry-leading agreement. We want a best agreement out there. There's plenty of agreements out there to go by. We are nowhere near where we should be.
Linda Brock with American tells me a new agreement is in progress, and rumors of outsourcing and cutbacks in the workforce are false.
Every team member that is covered under this current proposal will have a position with American Airlines.
She says American is committed to staying in America for maintenance.
We're making a lot of tremendous progress in the bargaining process. Again, we have delivered them a comprehensive proposal.
We should mention, as this agreement is in the works and negotiations are ongoing, we have not yet been able to see specific wording as far as what is being disputed. We are told because of confidentiality agreements, no one can see that. We should also mention, because there is a lot of concern on Facebook, no flights were disrupted. The purpose behind this protest here today, and one day only, was informational picketing. And in fact, many of those union workers were helping people into the doors and into the air conditioning. Reporting live at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, covering news that matters, I'm Rick Marin on Fox 23 News.